mistake in the middle?
I think this game served a lot of purposes for us, and we got Blake Smith out there, who's somebody who we felt like was going to be really good out of our bullpen, and we didn't have the right matchup at the right time to bring him in during the course of the first 3 games. Ryan Rigby is somebody the ball came out of his hand really well, and obviously Paul Young, until the ball hits him in the arm there, we pitched really well too. And Ryan Sear gives us his second very good outing of the weekend. So I think our lineup was pretty productive today. I think our lineup's been pretty productive outside of last night. 3 out of the 4 games we played, and again, our starting pitching has not been what we need it to be, and I think every one of those guys would say that out loud. So we didn't get to see the real Zach Houston today. 2 days ago, he threw maybe the best bullpen of his career, and it just didn't come out of his hand for whatever reason today. And he knows he's better than that. We know he's better than that. We have a lot of confidence in Zach, and he will be better than that down the road. But even for guys who've been around, that first time out is a step-by-step process, and we need every one of these guys to be better the next time they go out.
What has impressed you most about Jack Kruger so far?
Well, we knew when he got here he was going to hit. He has a swing that it's just very difficult for a lot to go wrong, and he'll go through hills and valleys, but he's going to hit because he just has such a simple approach to the baseball. And, he's a very good defensive catcher. Also, when he gets his arm back, he's somebody that gives us some flexibility in our lineup.
You think him playing as a freshman at Oregon has kind of helped him transition easier into this?
I think you can say the same thing about Nate Lowe. Nate Lowe played Division I baseball as a freshman as well. So those are junior college guys who have already played at the Division I level, and that makes them more attractive, quite frankly, in the recruiting process, because they've been through several of these things before.
What did you kind of learn? Some of the things that you learned about your team this opening weekend?
Well, I think what we learned is we're going to have a very good lineup. I think what we learned is that some of these relief guys that got opportunities were really, really good. Some of them were not. And I think that we learned that our starting pitching, even though it's been dominant, in our inter squad so far this spring, just wasn't as good. And quite frankly, I think the lineups that they have been facing in inter squad games is better maybe than the lineups that we saw this weekend, and they've been dominating those guys. But it's game time, the bright lights come on, and you got a different color jersey in the batter's box, and those guys just didn't throw the ball as well as we wanted to. If you look at Sexton, he had really good early on. He commanded it really well and did a great job, but that's not the true Austin Sexton. We didn't get to see the true Dakota Hudson. There were some bright spots on our pitching staff, but that's why you want to play 4 games, because you get 14 different guys on the mound, and you kind of find out a little bit more about your club.
You see any long-term effects on that hit that Paul took?
We're going to find out. The main thing was, he said his arm wasn't hurt. He just couldn't feel. He didn't have feeling in his fingers. So just as a precautionary measure, we got him out of the game and iced him down. I think, knock on wood, I think Paul's going to be just fine. And it's a real shame because the stuff level that he had and the location he had was pretty darn good before that happened.
What do the starting pitchers have to do moving forward?
Yeah, I just, we spent a lot of time analyzing that, even this weekend, and watching a ton of film, and there's no doubt in my mind each one of those guys will be better. Dakota will command it better. I think Sexton will be better. Certainly Daniel Brown needs to be better, and Zach Houston needs to be better. I think all those guys we need those guys to come back and be better. But there were some bright spots, especially in our bullpen. I thought some guys came in and did a nice job for us, and that's really the area that I thought we struggled more anywhere that was in our bullpen a year ago, and I think we have some really good pieces moving forward.